use your God power to get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Are you an addict? How can you tell if someone is or is not an addict? How do you know? Your first clue is that, like happiness and unhappiness, addict is only a label that either reveals a person's meanings or creates it. That is, if they call themselves an addict, it is both creating and confirming the quote-unquote condition. Let's get this topic in the right focus, however, because this book is only about you. Since it deals with realities and meanings, there is no way that we could even begin to figure out another person's reality or their conscious or even unconscious meanings. Since meanings are the basis of the entire universe, and since meanings are a personal creation or assertion, then it only makes sense if we speak about your personal reality and your own viewpoint, because you can only ascertain your own beliefs and meanings. You can also change them accordingly with your God power if you want to. You could have two people who each drink the same amount of beer every day and get drunk and pass out, and one might be an alcoholic and the other might not. I say might or might not because it cannot be determined by the circumstances or the act of drinking excessive alcohol, but instead by the meanings they each have about their drinking. It is only the meanings that can determine whether or not they are or are not an alcoholic. Later on in this book, in chapter 12, Changing Your Own Reality, there is a video example that shows Darren Brown talking a guy into being drunk. He is literally drunk on words. In fact, Darren shows him a secret word that when he sees it, he immediately becomes drunk, is laughing uncontrollably, and is unable to walk a straight line. What if he secretly showed himself that secret word and got drunk on his own thoughts every day? There would be no alcohol in his system. You couldn't say that it would be bad for his liver. You could have two people taking a pill every day and being determined to do so. One might think that it is a miracle vitamin and the other a powerful hallucinogen. In both cases, they experience the powerful effects of the drug that they are taking. The one who is taking the vitamin is experiencing excellent health and renewed vigor, while the other is experiencing powerful hallucinations that last for hours. You might say that the one that is taking the vitamin is the good person, and that it is a good thing that they are taking care of their health, and their seeming addiction to the vitamin is justified because, after all, it is good for them. Whereas the other person who is taking these powerful, quote-unquote, illegal drugs is the bad one, that they should be made to stop this bad behavior. They might appear to be addicted. They might even be addicted to this powerfully effective drug. There's only one small, or should I say, big problem with your outsider's point of view. First of all, it is not your business to judge or criticize another's life painting. It will only adversely affect your own experience. Second, they are both taking placebos, sugar pills, fake drugs. Both, in essence, were taking exactly the same quote-unquote drug, but each had different results because they had different meanings for what they were doing. What would you do in the case of the quote-unquote drug addict? Would you confiscate his sugar pills? Would you declare them to be illegal? There are several amazing examples of these kinds of cases. In a 1962 experiment, Doctors Harriet Linton and Robert Langs told test subjects that they were going to participate in a study of the effects of LSD, but then gave them a placebo instead. Nonetheless, half an hour after taking the placebo, the subjects began to experience the classic symptoms of the actual drug: loss of control, supposed insight into the meaning of existence, and so on. These placebo trips lasted for several hours. In a study of a new chemotherapy, 30% of the individuals in the control group, the group given placebos, lost their hair. That was the fake drug, and still they lost their hair. There is also a case on record of a man addicted to the stimulant Ritalin, whose addiction is then transferred to a placebo. In other words, the man's doctor enabled him to avoid all the usual unpleasantries of Ritalin withdrawal by secretly replacing his prescription with sugar pills. Unfortunately, the man went on to display an addiction to the placebo. After all this discussion, we still haven't even addressed the main question. Is it bad to be an addict of whatever if you think that you are one? I don't know. Even that word has to have a meaning of good or bad labeled on it before it has any consequence. You could be absolutely insanely crazy about happiness. You could be an addict to being happy. Is that a bad thing? Are you addicted to life? Where do you draw the line? Who decides if not you? Decide for yourself what you are or are not, and then decide if it is a good thing to be that or not. The only pointer I can give you on this very personal matter is that whatever you decide that you are, give it the meaning that it is a good thing for you, no matter what anyone else says. If you decide that it is a good thing, then no matter what you are doing or not doing, it will be eliciting the very best from the universe into your experience as powerfully as anything else in your life could. The bottom line is this: it doesn't matter what you do or don't do as long as you are good with it. If you have aligned with it and it is okay with you, then it is okay with all of creation. And to those who are not okay with it, they will be the only ones who will suffer as a result of their own judgments. Quote, "Judge not others, as your judgment and verdict will only be experienced and enforced in your own experience." Unquote. You cannot judge another non-physical being's creation without casting doubt on your own. Quote, "There is no creation that is not perfect." Unquote.
Options. Now activating the next video play options. One moment please. Click on the green arrow to start watching the next video. Or, click on the red arrow to start watching the prior video. Or, click on the tan arrow to go to the main course menu and guide, with links to all course chapters, excerpts, and special reports. Up next, special video options. Click on your choice of course videos, menus, and excerpts. Now switching to the special video options menu and activating the video selection buttons. Click on your selection number to start watching the video. "15 seconds till we switch to the next page with the free download information. Pause the video now if you need more time to review the available selections. This is the end of this course video. Its video number is listed above. To watch the next video, simply click on the next video in number sequence. Thank you.